Hey Bethans, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Austin Betha and I'm really glad to have you here. Please do hit the subscribe button before you leave and also give this video a very big thumbs up at the end if you enjoyed watching. Please don't forget to watch my ads as well, okay? Guys, today started out with the whole Kiddwaya, Wathoni, Prince, their triangle. I don't really know what I won't call them, but Ebuka was really interested in finding out whether or not Wathoni was feeling Kid in that way. Because since the beginning of this show, the babe just they tell us, say, hey, everything that happened was cruise. It wasn't like she was feeling Prince like that, it wasn't like she was feeling this person like that and all of that, which by the way I think differently, because for me, well, it's too early for me to start telling people what I think. Let's just get on with the show, okay? Anyways, Ebuka decided to ask Tochi and Tricky T first, and both of them were like, oh yeah, they knew that Wathoni definitely liked Kiddwaya. And then Ebuka now came back to Wathoni and said, okay, now everybody have established the fact that you actually liked Kid and this was not cruise, okay? So can you tell us what that was about? And for Wathoni, she was like, oh, there was already a narrative about her and Kiddwaya, and the thing is, it started with the whole truth or dare issue because she was the one that started the whole game thing in Biggie's house, and for her that was that was a lot. And yes, we give it to her because now she first started the whole let's play truth or dare. So yes, Wathoni, we give you thumbs up for that one, okay? Now she went on to say that for her it was either going to be Prince or Kiddwaya, and if there was a case where she needed to choose, it would have been Prince, which obviously was contradicting what she said a few days ago, where she was like, Prince, I did not like you like that, I did not like you like that. But now today you're saying that you actually would pick Prince over Kiddwaya because of course Prince is a fine guy and you're attracted to that guy. She said that that was basically it, and for her there was no way she wanted to be a community woman or a market woman because Kiddwaya was obviously a community boy. And Ebuka was like, what do you mean by Kiddwaya being a community boy? And she was like, well, for her at some point she felt like Kiddwaya was trying to be a playboy. Ebuka now asked Kiddwaya how he felt about the whole community boy thing that she had just tagged him. And for him, it's like, that's her opinion of me. I know who I am, so I'm not really bothered about, whatever it is that she's calling me. Maybe that's how she felt at the time and all of that. So for him, it was not a big deal. The show went on and on, and Wathoni's point was, oh, I liked Prince and I liked Kid, but I did not like them in that way. And after a little bit of dragging and all of that, we shall moved on from that. And then it was time for us to talk about the whole Nengi, Erika, Kiddwaya and Xoxo situation. And the first person that was allowed to speak on that was Katrina. Now when Katrina started speaking, she was like, for her, she felt like Nengi had intentions and she was clearly leading Kiddwaya on. And just when she said that, yeah, Nengi was like, well, that's your opinion, because for her that was not what she was doing. Now it was at this point that Kaisha now took over the show from Ebuka, and she was like, Kiddwaya, okay, I want you to explain to us, what did you mean when you were saying things like, oh, if I wanted Nengi, I can go on ahead and get her? What did you mean by that? And Ebuka is like, okay, Kiddwaya, answer the question since Auntie Kaisha has already collected the show. And she's like, no, that's not what she meant, but she just wants to actually know what he meant by that sentence. And for Kiddwaya, his response was that for him it wasn't that deep, for him it was just more of a reaction, because people kept on asking him, Kiddwaya, how do you feel about Nengi? Like, what's up with you and Nengi? What's up with you and Nengi? And he's like, no, if I want to get her, I'll get her. Not like she's cheap or anything. That's not what he was trying to say. I mean, that's the explanation he gave to us today. He was like, oh, I wasn't saying it to kind of insult her or anything like that, that he did not mean any disrespect, but it was just more like, yeah, if I want the babe, like I can get the babe. You get, like, how guys are talking to themselves and you're just like, if I want that babe, I go get him, like I'll go, I don't know how to explain it, but Kiddwaya explained it and it sort of made sense to me from how he explained it. I know a lot of you might not agree, but for me, I understood what he was trying to say, and he kind of cleared it out. He told Nengi that he did not mean any disrespect and all of that. Now it was at this point that Wathoni felt the need to interrupt, and she was like, Kid, but you said a lot of disrespectful things in the house. Now part of it was when you told Tochi that he can come for me because I'm an easy catch, and for her that was so disrespectful. And Katrina was like, no, a man can only say so if a woman is always throwing herself at them. That's when they think that you are an easy catch and all of that. That was Katrina's opinion. And almost immediately, yeah, it went from a 0 to 100 between Tochi and Wathoni. Like, Wathoni was like, Tochi, you just lied because Ebuka asked you if you had a conversation with Kiddwaya about Wathoni, and you're like, no, you did not. But now there was a conversation where he was telling you to come for me because I'm an easy catch. And Tochi's like, well, I did not want to catch you, so both of them just started coming at each other. And Wathoni was like, oh, you sound so pained. Is it because you tried to catch me and I was not available? Or, what is the anger? And Tochi's like, what's your problem? You need to calm down. Like, your ego is too much. Bring yourself down. You're not even all that. Like, nobody really liked you in the house, but you wanted to be with every guy. And I think that you are the community woman because you were almost with every guy in the house. Blah, 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 blah.
Why are you crying? I don't understand why you're hot. Is it because you thought you said I was an easy catch and you didn't get me, or because you tried and...
I did not try, Watoni. You are not even my type.
Two of them drag. I swear, like today, you guys relax. Like, we've had enough. I mean, well, we've not had enough, but the one we had yesterday is still a boil for our body. So, Mona, relax. Next up, they moved on to the whole Nengi, Kiddwaya, and Xoxo situationship. Okay, the first thing was a clip played to us from the gym. You know, when Nengi was asking Kiddwaya if he was going to go and make noodles and everything, then they showed us when they were at the dining again. Kiddwaya was like, "See, you need to ginger me to go and cook these noodles," and he wanted her to kind of massage his neck and everything, and she did that. Now, Ebuka's question, if I let me get my notes because I wrote the question down. Now, Ebuka's question to Nengi was, did you feel like you were playing too much with Kid and being both disrespectful and disloyal to Xoxo, who you demanded loyalty from? And Nengi is like, demanding loyalty. I never told Xoxo not to play with anybody. Those were her exact words. And for her, she actually said that she encouraged Xoxo to go out and mingle with others. You know, for her, it was just both of them talking every time, and she wasn't really feeling it. She wanted him to go out and mingle with others. Besides, if you're talking with other people and there's nothing there, then there's really nothing for her to be worried about. Then she gave us an explanation as to how she would behave when she likes a guy like that, and you know, when they're just friends. So for her, yeah, she said that when she likes a guy like that, she doesn't even play with him as much, because for her, she just wants to be on top of her game, you know, comport herself very well and all of that. So that was why it was very easy for her to just play with Kid, because there was no pressure there. She didn't feel like there was anything there. He was her friend, she was his friend, and it was just really cool for her and all of that. And that's exactly why she felt disappointed when she heard Kiddwaya saying things like, "Oh, I can get her if I want her." And then once again, Kiddwaya explained that, "Oh no, that was not my intention. Like, he did not mean to disrespect her or any other lady from the house, you know, so for him it wasn't like that." You know, he cleared that up, and you know, they moved on from that. Ebuka now went on to raise the whole facility issue and was like, "Oh, the other day we talked about facility, even Neo said it, and you know, you guys chopped knuckle like, oh yes, you need facility to come for me." Now, did it feel like at some point, yeah, because you knew Kiddwaya's background, you know, he sort of let everybody know the kind of background he came from, you know, wealth and all of that, and it just came off like, because you heard all of that, you were trying to just get close to the guy because you wanted people who have facility. And hearing that Kiddwaya has facility, it probably came off like, oh, that's why you were, you know, gumming your body to the guy. And then he's like, no, that was not it, because how would she just believe Kiddwaya simply because he came to the house and it was like, oh, my father has this, my father has that? For her, it makes no sense. And then Kiddwaya was like, first of all, I did not come to the house to rub it in anybody's face that, oh, my father is this, oh, I'm here, I'm there, and all of that. And then at that point, yeah, Nengi and Kaisha disagreed with him. Nengi was like, oh no, you said certain things that just made it seem like you wanted us to know your background and all of that. But for Kaisha, it was deeper than that. She was like, oh no, Kiddwaya, let me ask you this question. In fact, let me just read out the questions that Kaisha asked Kiddwaya this night. She was like, do you remember the part where you were saying that your father keeps putting people in political positions? And Kiddwaya was like, oh, that's not wealth, that's power. Then Nengi was like, oh no, power is wealth, wealth is power. In fact, this night they just describe what power be and what wealth be. So in the comment section, what is your definition of power and what is your definition of wealth? Okay, guys, let me just tell you, Kaisha did not stop there. She kept on with the whole, okay fine, let's even leave the whole putting people in position. You also mentioned that your father is the one that, you know, discovered Banana Island. You also mentioned that you came from Abuja in a private jet. Like, all those things you were saying, didn't you know that it was a way for you to tell people that, oh, I'm from a very wealthy home and all of that? And Kiddwaya was like, to be honest, he didn't see it that way, you know, and it wasn't like he just outrightly came and started telling everybody, you know. Conversations obviously led to those things, you know, where he was now telling them, oh, my father this, my father that. And if we're going to be fair to Kiddwaya, he tried as much as possible not to say a lot. Well, he said a lot, but the a lot that he said was not really a lot, especially because now we know the kind of background he comes from. Like, he did not really, like, just go and say, oh yes, my father is this, so I'm this. Like, if anything, he was trying to make a name for himself outside of his dad's wealth and all of that. You know, that's my opinion. You know, you are free to disagree with me, or like, we're not the fight, okay? Anyways, moving on from that, yeah, there was also the Neo and Kaisha situation. And guys, at this point, yeah, I got really tired because I just felt like Neo was lying, you know.
You even had an erection when I danced with you. This boy is a liar, guys.
Thank you very much.
And I'm tired. I'm fed up.
Okay. Are you?
Feel you can have
awesome.
He's a bloody
awesome.
I don't know, like, guys, let me know what you guys think about this whole Neo and Kaisha situation, because Kaisha is somebody that will tell you to your face it's either you take it or you leave it. Like, she's not going to argue with you, and she's not going to back down, because what she's saying is fact. She actually mentioned times when Neo made advances at her. She mentioned that Neo tried to kiss her at the party. She mentioned that Neo kissed her on the forehead. She mentioned that Neo told her, you know, a lot of things that Neo said to her, and Neo outrightly denied everything. Now for V, she was like, see, me, I had a feeling that Neo also had feelings for Kaisha, but I mean, she didn't really care that much, and she just kept on spiting some people, like, oh, I know some people are going to be excited, I know some people are going to be this. I know so she referred to Tolani bad, because Tolani just did they look them and everything, you know, but Neo just kept on denying it. Like, babe, did I ever come to you to say I like you? Did I ever do this to say I did this? And Praise was like, there were times when Kaisha would just be on the chair, on the couch, yeah, and Neo would come there and enter the same duvet where Kaisha was. You know, at some point he was gumming body, and you know, we could see it during the show. So all this one that Neo is now coming to say, I did not say this, I did not say this, not be my fault, say my mama born fine boy, you know. I don't know, man. Like, guys, let me know what you think. This thing got Kaisha so pissed to the point where she just walked out of the studio. And you know, when she walked out, they were trying to calm her down outside there. Prince and Eric, you know, they were trying to calm her down, and she was like, this guy is lying, he said these things to me. At some point when she even now walked back into the set, she was telling V, you need to be careful of this guy, because this guy is a liar. This guy is a liar. This thing pained Kaisha. For some reason, she just wanted him to clarify it. Did you or did you not do this? Did you or did you not do that? For me, I found it really funny. Like, Kaisha, relax. I get that you want him to, you know, clarify that for you, but can you, like, tone it down a bit? Because you came with a lot of, like, is today or not? Like, we're going to get the answer out. Like, relax, okay? Relax. Now, next up, yeah, it was the whole Nengi, Xoxo, Kiddwaya toilet situation. You guys remember that particular day at the party, Kiddwaya was dancing with Nengi. They were both high, you know, they don't drink, okay? They don't drink that day. Kiddwaya was holding her neck, you know, they were dancing and all of that. You guys know how Kiddwaya and Nengi can dance. Then next thing, we saw both of them at the toilet area. You know, Nengi wanted to pee, so she had turned for Kiddwaya to help her take down her zipper and everything. And there was a point in that video where it seemed like he was whispering some things into her ear. Yes, he was taking down the zipper, but it be like say he gets into where they third gear for ear, but we're not here because of course music was really loud and all of that. And then almost immediately, yeah, Xoxo and Neo walked into the toilet as well, and it almost seemed like at that point where Xoxo and Neo walked in, Nengi now ran into the bathroom with her dress zipper, you know, opened and stuff. So it kind of seemed, you know, off. And Xoxo was like, can you explain it to me, like, what is going on here? Well, before that time, yeah, after she peed and everything, she came out for Kiddwaya to help her zip it back up. And as soon as Kiddwaya saw Xoxo coming out, I'm sure he just left the zipper, like, okay, he just left it and walked away. And then it was Xoxo that now completed the zipping. Now, the question that Xoxo asked Nengi that day was, what's going on? Like, what's going on? She was like, nothing, we just came to pee, blah 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 blah. Now after they showed us that clip, we now came back to set. Now there Auntie Katrina said, oh, I did not like the fact that, you know, Nengi was leading Kiddwaya on, especially because she already knew what was going on between Kiddwaya and Erica at the time. Now you're saying you were not doing anything with the boy, but now this video has showed that you were lying. And Nengi's like, lying about what? Like, what were we doing? I went to pee. He helped me with my zipper. It's not that deep. So what are you saying? Like, what are we lying about? Blah, blah, blah. She was like, oh no, he's opening your zipper. You they run, enter toilet, they shake bomb, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, let's just relax, okay? Everybody, calm down. Because this set is too hot tonight. It's too hot. At that point, yeah, Tochi was like, Katrina, you need to know that there was alcohol in the system, okay? Ebuka now faced Xoxo. Xoxo, what exactly happened that day? Like, was it a coincidence that you went to pee at that time, or was it because you noticed that Kiddwaya and Nengi were no longer at the party and that was the reason you decided to go and check the house and everything? And for Neo and Xoxo, their responses were like, oh no, they just wanted to pee. It was a coincidence. He did not plan to go and now start looking for Nengi and everything. But for him, the situation was just somehow, and he asked her, and when she was like, oh, nothing, you know, nothing, we just came to pee, help me with my zipper, he actually asked her a couple couple of times, and you know, when she kept on insisting that there was nothing, and he said something like, oh, you can lie to everybody but you cannot lie to yourself. And after he said that, it was almost like, yeah, I believe you, like whatever you say is fine. Ebuka now asked Kiddwaya, what exactly happened that night, cause the situation looked somehow. At some point she was facing you, you were whispering something to her ears, and he's like, yes, I can see that I was whispering something, but I cannot even remember what I was saying. I had a lot of alcohol that day, she also had a lot of drinks, so I don't remember what I was saying, but I know that, you know, she just wanted to pee and I was helping her with her zipper. He also said he does not even remember if they went together to the toilet or if they met at the toilet, but he sure knows that there was a toilet situation. The video is clear. Yes, it looked like he was whispering something that he cannot remember. And I asked Nengi, oh Nengi, do you remember what I was saying? Nengi was like, I cannot remember. Me, I just know that I wanted to pee, and like it was just a pee situation. Of course, for a short we know that he was whispering something, but since he said he cannot remember, we know if you beat him now, oh, take that one, so let's just move on. Okay, now at this point Ebuka decided to talk about the whole Lilo and Eric situation. First of all, can we just talk about Eric's suits, because the guy always suits, you know, cause he put eyeglass. I said, it's a serious matter, we need to look serious because the topic for the day is serious, you know. Ebuka actually raised the whole issue of Lilo saying that, you know, Eric took advantage of her, but Lilo was now trying to say, oh no, that's not what I said. I did not say Eric took advantage of me. I only said Eric took advantage of the fact that he knew that I liked him. Now be waiting a year be that. Waiting Lilo talk, we say Eric took advantage of her, you know. And for Eric, he's like, when I came out of the house, I heard what she said and all of that, but I did not want to believe all the things she said. I wanted to hear from her by myself, which is why 2 days after I got out, I called her like, yo Lilo, what's up? Like, I heard a lot of things, like what's going on? And she's like, oh, don't come to me with hearsays, go and watch the clips yourself. And he's like, no, I don't want to watch the clips, just tell me like what's up, you know, because they were cool before she left, and also just you explain to me, you be my person, explain to me. But for him, he felt like she was being all defensive and all of that. Ebuka now asked, okay, was that what now broke the whole relationship and everything? And then he said no, that even after that year, both of them went for an interview, and Lilo pulled up with an entourage, you know, some people they brush her hair, some people they hold in dress, some people they do this one. He was like, no be Lilo be this. And at that moment he just knew that, see, I cannot deal, like nah, this is not going to work. Ebuka was like, okay, so Lilo, did you feel like you wanted to explore things with Eric outside of the house? She kind of hesitated a bit and she was like, well, a lot of things had already happened, so you know, it was better to just let it go. And then Ebuka was like, okay, fine. Ebuka now asked the house like, are we good? They say yes. And I said, okay, it's fine. At this point, they now had to take a question from a fan. You know how they told us at that initial stage that we can send in our questions and all of that. The fan was asking Lekon a question. He was like, oh, how do you feel? You know, you got into the house and you made it known to us that you wanted to project your music and all of that. You know, how is that working out for you and stuff? And Lekon was like, oh yeah, like it's going great. His EP did so well. You know, this one did so well, this one did so well. So for him, you know, it's been working out for him and all of that. That was basically everything that happened on today's show. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to give me a very big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. If there's anything we need to have a conversation about, we'll definitely do that tomorrow. If not, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.